Okay, I think the question on my mind and everyone's mind is how did you come to this story? Where did you get the idea for this book? When did you get the idea for this book?
In December of 2022, going through, I had already written my first two books. The first one was published, The Town of Babylon, and the second one was coming out in a few months. And I was contracted to write two other books. And I started writing the first one, got 30,000 words in. I was super excited. And then I went through a rough time in my life. I experienced a bit of heartbreak. And so I sat down and was like, this is wild. I I don't know what to do with this sadness. And so I thought, let me write about this because this is really unique. And since I hadn't experienced it before, not in that way, I've since thought about it. And I do believe in when I was much younger, I had some heartbreak moments, but not like that. And so I started interviewing people, everyone in my life, perfect strangers at parties. And I would ask everyone, have you ever had your heart broken? And I know I sound naive, but I wasn't expecting absolutely everyone to say yes. I wasn't expecting everyone to say, I feel like it was just yesterday. I wasn't expecting everyone to say, oh my God, I think I could cry right now thinking about it. And that really moved me. Um, and I was thinking about how there are 8 billion people on this earth. And if everyone is going through this, or if everyone has this at the surface and they haven't processed, I mean, you can take bereavement leave if a parent dies, but what do you say to your boss if you get dumped? And what do you say to your boss if you get dumped and it's like your lover, not your partner?
Yeah.
Like you still have to function as well. So I just was really interested in exploring these feelings. And to your point earlier, where you said that the introduction sounded a little mean, this is the first in my three books, because maybe what I share with the narrator is a desire to be liked in this
Mm,
world or to get validation. And we can dive into, the brownness and queerness and
yeah.
immigrant kid of it all. But with this book, I said, no, I don't need to be liked. And also, being heartbroken is annoying. Like going through it is really taxing, not just on yourself, but on the people around you. And I thought if I'm going to write this authentically, this person isn't going to be likable all the time.
So I thought he was likable. You had kind of given this preface of like, he's annoying and people think he's annoying. And even when I reached out to you, I was like, I'm 30% of the book. I really like it. I think you should come on the show. And you were like, I hope you don't find him annoying later. I didn't find him annoying. I felt like he was like a sad boy. And like sometimes I was a little bit like, come on, narrator, like you could do it. But I never was like about him.
Well, I guess I will say I'm happy to hear that because I feel like the majority of the feedback I've been getting is like, he's a tough narrator. It's not so easy to sit with him compared to your other books, but
Interesting.
I couldn't put it down. And so
Yeah.
that feels like actually a great compliment. And I've been enjoying that feedback because I set out to do that, but I didn't know if I could pull it off. I didn't know if I could make someone that, borderline annoying, let's say,
Yeah.
or like self-involved, but that's just it. Like, this is what happens when you're heartbroken. The world is falling apart and the world is just fine. I mean, the world is a mess,
Right.
but not because of your heartbreak,
Right.
but you think it is. And everyone else looks at you and they're like, oh, the empathy comes out. And then the next wave is sort of like, they look at you with these eyes that if you know your people well, you're like, oh, shoot, they're done with this. They don't want
Yeah.
to hear this anymore. And
Yeah.
then that actually is, I think it is great if you don't take it personally, or even if you do, because it says these people aren't worried about me. That
Right.
means I'm going to be okay. Because if they were truly worried, then I should be worried.
Right.